So this is going to be loser picks next map, and TLO is going to get to pick the next map, of course. Wow, I have to admit I'm a little bit surprised at that, and we're going to see what happens in game 2, but Lush is up 1-0. Terran is usually a favored race in this matchup, but it looks like Lush is playing very well, and TLO does pick Lost Temple, so this should be fairly interesting. It's going to be a 4-player map, lots of playstyles that can be active here. Not sure what build order he's going to go for now, or what playstyle he's going to go for, but he's got a lot of choices. So let's get these players into the game. Of course, this is easy. I've only got 2 players to select from. Alright, we'll make myself a referee. So a rather interesting game 1. Like I said, Xel'Naga Tower, or Xel'Naga Caverns, generally does favor Zerg player. There's just so much so much open space for them to really utilize. They can spread that creep, and a ground army just becomes so effective. And it's going to be red versus blue again. Red Terran versus blue Zerg this time. And they are going to switch up their colors. Here on Lost Temple, the spawn positions should be fairly interesting. And it looks like we've got Lalush spawning here at the right side of Lost Temple. And we've got cross positions here, Liquid TLO spawning on the left-hand side. So 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock positions for these 2 players. TLO once again as the red pieces, or in the red trunks, and Lalush in the blue trunks. So Lalush is going to use his Overlord to spot the 12 o'clock position, but of course he isn't going to find something, so he's probably going to have to send a drone scout out. And if he doesn't find him in time, that could set TLO up in a good position to use his Hellion harassment. We all know TLO just loves Hellions. That Viking Banshee play was, I don't know if it was really the right choice against Zerg on that map, but it could be a little bit better on this map. Of course, with more open space, more harassing, you have a little more ability to harass their natural. It's a little bit further away from the main, but we'll have to see how this plays out. And of course the Overlord didn't find anything, so he's immediately going to switch directions. That is also a note of a good player. They are able to multitask very well. Looking at their APM, I know it doesn't really mean much, but 250 and 175, so they are warming up their hands, making sure their actions are very precision-like. If there's anything that I find that spamming helps, it's precision. So if it doesn't matter how fast you can spam. Oh, look, I can spam. But if you can spam or be really, really fast with your APM and still be very active, like clicking mineral patches, clicking units, and be very, very, like I said, precise, your APM actually means something. And I can't remember who gave this analogy, but it was so great, and I want to reiterate it. But think of APM as representing as a box. Okay, so APM is your box, and how much skill can you fit in that box? If you have 200 APM, your box is very big. Okay, and if you've got a lot of skill, as in multitasking, you know, organizing your units, and you know, strategizing, reacting, all that, you can fill that box up with a lot of skill. But if you only have 50 APM, you know, even if you have the most skill in the game, you could be the most skilled player otherwise, except outside of APM. And you can't really utilize that all because you can't multitask fast enough. Anyways, that was my rant, and it looks like Lalush is going to open with the similar build that he had last game with a 13 or 14 pool, and he's going to grab gas fairly late, and it looks like he's going to go put down a hatchery. He is. So hatchery is going down. TLO has scouted this now. He actually has not seen this. Oh, he has seen the spawning pool, but he has not seen the hatchery. TLO on the other end of things got his factory up very fast, so it looks like he probably put down his barracks and that factory really quick. Oh, important to note, he has taken off his workers from the gas, which means that he's going for a very quick Hellion harassment. This is a very signature move of his. He then focuses all of his units quickly onto his minerals, at which point he pumps out 2 to 3 Hellions and gets his command center up. So he has noticed that Lalush is taking a fast expansion, and he's going to combat that with taking his own fast expansion. There are a couple Terran builds that people can use for fast expands, and one of them is the 1 Rax FE, where you build 1 barracks and you mostly focus on getting the Marines out and maybe bunkering up. Very popular on this map because you can put a bunker here, here, or at the top of your ramp, and you can just get a bunch of Marines out. Important to note for Terran players, there is a little bit of harassment going on here. I'll go back to that in a few seconds. Of course, he has not got any drone kills yet, just the 1 Zergling, 2 Zerglings now. The hatchery is done, so Lalush's production is going to ramp up pretty quickly, but roaches are already out on the field, so these Hellions are going to be fairly shut down. These roaches can just sit here at the top of the ramp, block off the attacking, or the attacks, and really he can wait all day long. He doesn't feel the need to have to kill these 2 Hellions because they just do so little damage to hatcheries and buildings that really what does it matter. He's sat there for about 35 seconds now with 3 Hellions and he's only killed not even 200 hit points. So really, Lalush can just wait all day, letting him attack that hatchery, building up his roach force. I don't know if is he going lair? Yes, he is going lair. And that is going to allow him to get roach speed, and once roach speed kicks in, he can spread that creep and be very comfortable with be very comfortable with pushing out or stopping this Hellion harass. Really important to note, no queen yet, and he is supply locked. So with no second queen and he being supply locked, his production is going to stop, his income is going to stop. And important to note, looking back at the income tab, harvester count is very, very similar right now. It looks like TLO must have done a worker transfer. No. I don't know why his income is so much lower than Lalush's right now, but it should skyrocket up with those mules pretty quick. And Lalush is putting down a Baneling nest. Looking at Lalush's viewpoint, I know I'm going away from those Hellions right now, but I want to see what Lalush has or has not seen. He has no idea what TLO is going for right now. All he knows about is these Hellions right here. And important to note, there is an armory out on the field, so that means a Thor is probably going to be in production. Do we have a starport? No, I don't see a starport, so we're not going to see a Thor drop or anything right now. Thor drops are very effective on this ledge. You can drop a Thor here, harass the gas, harass these minerals, and pretty much pick off this hatchery. I think a Thor can sit here and hit this hatchery. I don't remember. Of course, Thors do have a 7 range, not 6. It's been a while since I've seen a lot of Thor drops being used. But the Baneling nest is finished. The Thor is on the way like we thought, and Terran Vehicle level 1 upgrade is being researched as well. These roaches are just keeping these Hellions at bay, but the Hellions are doing a very good job at causing the Lalush to maybe have to overproduce. Really awkward though, I don't know why. Maybe this was a blunder, but he forgot to birth a queen. How awesome is that? Not produce a queen, not morph a queen, not hatch a queen, you birth a queen. Fantastic. Anyways, as I was saying, he has not gotten a queen here yet. He was supply locked for a while. He's sitting at quite a few minerals and gas right now, over 500 of each. And it looks like he's going for some kind of drop because he is researching, well, he just finished researching Overlord Speed, and he is also researching Vengeful Sacks. So whether he's going to drop on an island to get a hidden expo up, that would be a good idea. Or he may just drop some roaches in the main base. Looking at his viewpoint again, he hasn't really seen much. He does see this factory coming, and wow, we've got a lot of Thors out in the field. We're sitting at 3 Thors. Yes, 3 Thors and 2 Hellions right now, and the Hellions are pretty much coming to an end. He's just checking for other expansions right now, doing a very good job with these Hellions, scouting, making sure there's nothing hidden. And Banelings coming out, but I don't know if he knows this or not, but Banelings are a terrible unit against Thors. He may not know the Thors are there. He may think some kind of Hellion and maybe Marine Marauder play is coming. But it is in fact going to be mech and mostly Thor based. Wow, he is just pumping out the Thors. We've got another 2 Thors in production, double upgrades coming. TLO is not supply locked, not even close. He is staying very ahead on the supply depot production. So that is always a good thing, and it looks like Lalush is going a double drop. He is going from the north and the south, and this could be very effective if TLO does not see this coming. He's got roaches and banelings in all of these overlords, and it looks like a couple of these overlords are going to be spotted by this Thor. and he's probably going to take all of his Thors here to his natural expansion and try to protect it. But he doesn't know this. Lalush has got some drops coming from the south as well, and there are some Banelings in here, and if those Banelings make it to this mineral line, TLO is going to be in big trouble. He needs to make use of these Thors pretty quick, and wow, Lalush has got a lot of roaches that are going to be coming in from the front as well. Turrets are coming up because he is expecting these drops, and we've got two fronts. TLO preemptively pulling off all his workers from the south, but he needs to pull them off from the north here, and these are all getting taken out. Very nice Baneling drop over there, and once again we've got more Banelings dropping, but not a very good... it could have been worse, it could have been better, but looking at the income tab, we do see that TLO's Harvesters has dropped below half of what Lalush is right now. So Lalush is in very good position right now. Pooping creep with these Overlords, that's a little bit of insult. And Roach here trying to take out this Mule. That is a full Mule. He had about 80 seconds left of his life, and he did get killed. So TLO is in a bad position here. He needs to make something happen with these Thors. Looking at the army tab, TLO still does have the bigger army, but the more important thing is the income tab, and he is well behind, almost 20 Harvesters behind right now. He's in a little bit of trouble, but with this tank Hellion and Thors, or a couple tanks now, and it looks like he's going for, not really an all-in, but he's bringing some SCVs out to repair, and he's going to need to make something happen. Infestors are out on the field. Neural Parasite is not out yet. It is being researched. How close is it to being done? I don't want to miss this engagement, and it's not even halfway done. So TLO's in an okay position. These Thors are going to raffle stomp these roaches pretty easily, but we'll have to see if Lush can deal with this. Vehicle plating level 2 is on the way. Level 2 weapons is already finished. Siege tech is finished, so he needs to siege up these tanks and start pushing in with the Thors. He needs to get his Hellions in on the mineral line. He does not have the Infernal Pre-Igniter finished, so there's no blue flaming going to be done at all. And wow, the Lush could be in trouble here if he doesn't utilize these roaches as best as he can. Even the SCV is getting a little bit of drilling action on that hatchery. The natural does go down. We have no other harassment going on right now. So Lalush could be in trouble here if he doesn't pull something off. But Neural Parasite is done, and he does pull off a few of these Thors. But nice scan going down, and the tanks focusing down the Infestors. And it looks like the Roaches will be able to push this back. No, 2 extra siege tanks come in and still